Hey, 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 it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday. I just wanted to just real briefly show you guys an update on a statement that Buzbee has shared on his Instagram, and I just wanted to bring it to you guys' attention. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why these notifications for the videos aren't coming out, but that's okay. That is totally fine. Um, so before I get into this message, I just want to make it clear because I don't think everybody understands my position. As I've stated always to you guys, I never want to push my opinions or my position on a subject matter onto you guys. I simply read the court documents, I break them down, and I give my opinion on that. Number two, y'all have to understand my line of profession in the legal world, especially in personal injury. In personal injury cases, you have a plaintiff side and you have the defendant side. I work on the plaintiff side. Okay. I do SA cases. I do massage therapy cases. I do Uber ride cases. I do um, slip and falls, car wrecks, trucking, anything that results in an injury. I handle it on the plaintiff side, and I'm passionate about handling it on the plaintiff side because what happens is the defense will always try to get over on the plaintiff. And I'm speaking in general. I'm not even speaking in regards to any cases. I'm speaking in general on the cases that I've always seen. We go against schools, we go against workplaces, we go against insurance companies, we go against big companies. But when it comes to these essay cases, that's where I am passionate about because, like I see on a daily basis, nobody ever believes the plaintiff. And as a personal injury plaintiff's paralegal, I have to side with the plaintiff unless I have tangible evidence to otherwise not side with them. And then at that point, the attorney will let them know there's nothing that we can do. But as a plaintiff paralegal, yes. So when I get up here and I read you these dockets and I am telling you about these cases from my opinion, it is from my opinion as a personal injury paralegal that works on the plaintiff's side. So the day that I stop fighting for plaintiffs, the day I stop fighting for these women, the day I stop fighting for these children who are abused in schools, when I stop fighting for these people, all of it. Yes, justice for the victims. The day that I stop writing for those who have an opioid addiction, those who I stop, fighting for as far as product liability, all of that. I work on the plaintiff because it is so hard to go against big name companies. Hey Alice, hey, what's up? What's up? No, I just wanted to give y'all guys a statement, but I also wanted because the comments is wild. The comments is wild. They were like, "You're still fighting with Buzbee, da 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 da," and I'm trying to tell people that y'all have to understand. I am a plaintiff's personal injury paralegal. My job and duty when I don't and when I'm not with y'all, I am handling plaintiffs' cases. Okay? I don't come on here to be like, oh my gosh, y'all got to believe me because I work with the plaintiff. No, I never said that. I give y'all my viewpoint from working on the plaintiff side. But with that being said, Tony Buzbee's firm is a plaintiff's firm. Ava Law Group is a plaintiff's firm. And Togany, I keep saying her name wrong. She is a plaintiff's firm. Good morning, Dog Mom. So I'm coming to you with a view of the plaintiff's side, but yet I still give you guys the process because the process is not different. The process is followed by plaintiffs and the defense side. I love that you're a plaintiff side paralegal. I've got a little guy, plaintiff's by. No, and it can be. That is true. That is true. But that's why I said by default, I am a plaintiff's paralegal. The only time I'm on the defense is in a criminal matter and the attorney is working on a criminal case and I gotta switch gears. But those are two separate different areas of law. But when it comes to see, y'all only see what y'all see in the media. I can't say I experience it, but I have secondhand knowledge because these victims come to me. I have so many cases that I can sit here and tell y'all about that have already settled that will make you cry. So many Jane Does that came forth. Heck, we had a Jane Doe case. Actually, Jane Doe, I don't even want to say they wasn't Jane Does because they actually named themselves against the actual is it the city? It is the city because the mayor was assaulting these women. And I was like, ain't no way. All of y'all was assault, ain't no way. But as the process went on and discovery went on, we found out that it was true. It was indeed true. And the mayor tried, not the mayor, the city, I forgot who it was. Well, I didn't forget who it was. I forgot what his position is. But he tried so hard to hush these women. But see, that's what wealth and status does. People take their wealth and status and try to belittle the plaintiffs. But that's it. That's it. So that's why. So when y'all in the comments and asking me, am I still riding with Buzbee and why I'm still riding? What's up, CC? Why I'm still riding with Jane Doe and all the, I believe them until it is. I have tangible evidence not to believe them. I treat these cases just like I treat any plaintiff case that I work on, like a car wreck. If I find out you was the cause of the car wreck, we gotta let you go because we can't defend you if you was the cause of the wreck. It's as simple as that. And I've stated this before. So in Jane Doe's case, yesterday I was very skeptical when I did read Jay-Z's lawsuit. But obviously, Carmel Vasquez, who was Johnny Depp's attorney, they got word of this and minutes after filed the declaration where Jane Doe pretty much says y'all a liar. And I stated in that show yesterday that I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch this for the simple fact there's cases in which Jay-Z has done these same moves in that don't even have to do with anything that has to do with these these civil SA cases. I see too much that he is doing. It doesn't make sense. Let me tell y'all one thing. If you have tangible evidence when you file a lawsuit, guess what we do? We include it in our petitions to the court. We include it in any pleadings in the court. So if you have evidence, you can put a little snippet in that. Just like Tony Buzbee went to US Legal, who does all the transcriptions for every law firm in the United States of America. Well, they're not the only, transcriptionist, but um, he said, here, these are the phone records. Can y'all please transcribe them and certify these records so that way we can enter them? And so what they have to do is they have to file their certification through the court system to let the court know that these documents have been transcribed and we have no relation to the contents of whatever's in the whatever they're transcribing. You see what I'm saying? But yet I have yet to see any tangible evidence from Jay-Z saying that Jane Doe is lying. The fact that she said in her declaration that two people showed up trying to get her to sign an affidavit, it's very funny that you didn't include an affidavit in your defamation lawsuit because he was banking on that. So he could say whatever because everything in a complaint is alleged. Oh, yeah, no, yes, ma'am. Oh, wait, let me get Roxy. From what I was seeing, Buzbee had no intention of taking this case to trial. He wanted a settlement, and it absolutely backfired in his face. I wouldn't say that it backfired. I would not say that it backfired. And one thing here's the thing, because y'all have to understand the process. You don't immediately go to trial. There is a process that you have to go through. But y'all also have to realize if a client comes in and say that we don't want to go ahead, we don't want to move forward with our case, we can't make them move forward with their case. So I can't say that it backfired because she wanted the case to be dismissed. And if you read the declaration, then you would understand as to why she wanted the case to be dismissed. An attorney can get in trouble for trying to push or pressure a client to move forward with a case when they don't want to. I also didn't mean bias in a bad way. We all have bias based on our background and experience. In my view, I think you're a good job in remaining balanced even with your background. I try to. I try to. And I pay, and the nasty comments. And I'm gonna tell y'all this: if you don't like the content, hey, I make sure I put on the thumbnail exactly what we're gonna be talking about. All you have to do is keep scrolling, or you can click them three little dots, and you can say "Don't recommend channel." And there you go. It's solved. But I just wanted to tell y'all that. So I'm always going to side with the plaintiff. I'm always going to side with a plaintiff's firm. I'm always going to side with a plaintiff's attorney unless I have evidence otherwise not to do so. Because I have evidence that there are some plaintiff firms out there that they're not good at all. They're not good at all. I have tangible evidence seeing. I have documents that were given to me to see that okay, y'all ain't it. So until I have everybody goes on and don't even take my YouTube channel as a basis to formulate your opinion or make inferences. But one thing I don't do is I don't go listen to other bloggers or YouTube creators or different sources on the internet to intake my information. My information comes secondhand because this is my job, and it comes secondhand because I actually talk to the plaintiffs that are in these cases. So we treat these cases very, very different than our regular personal injury cases because they are that sensitive. It's already enough for them to come forward to even tell their story, let alone file it. I'm side eyeing the whole process at this point. You can't send people, you cannot, unless you are serving them with a lawsuit. Why are people physically going up to clients or former clients, speaking to them, asking them, did that? I have never in my life doing this work have heard of such a thing. We hire investigators in order to track people down, but that's in order to serve them. Now, outside of that, if people, I don't know, I can't speak for any other areas of law, but I know for personal injury, we're not going to hire investigators to go stalk you and try to make you go sign something. We hire investigators in the event that we are unable to locate you to serve you with a lawsuit. That's crazy. But I didn't want to be long because y'all know I got to get on this plaintiff's work. I got a lot of plaintiff's work to do. But let me take y'all to what Buzbee said. And, it's sad that we have to go back and forth, but I'm trying to get everybody to understand the timeline in this. The things, the process, how Jay-Z and his team is moving, that is not normal in a SA personal injury case. It's not normal at all. You can't sit there and intimidate her. She's and somebody, even I forgot who it was, that said that as soon as the case dismissed, somebody posted their names, not only Jane Doe and John Doe, but also John Doe's names on the internet. Where is the same energy for John Doe? Now, John Doe is real. I'm letting y'all know right now, John Doe is very real. So just like you had time to go stalk Jane Doe and file that lawsuit against Jane Doe, why aren't you having that same energy for John Doe? That is the $1,000,000 question. Number two, why aren't you attaching any evidence that you have? If you had evidence, just like in this California case, the California case, the defamation case, where Jay-Z sued Buzbee, the judge pretty much told them, you need to provide us with evidence to show that he did extort you. And if not, we're going to throw that out. So I'm very curious as to what information Jay-Z is going to actually present to the court. And I want people to understand that this is a big deal. You can't say somebody is doing something to you and you don't have any proof. The same way y'all saying Jane Doe can't sue Jay-Z because there's no proof. Y'all need to have the same about Jay-Z showing proof. But it's still two different areas because we don't treat SA cases like a regular. It's a very sensitive topic. And that's why if y'all don't know what preponderance of evidence is, y'all need to go look that up. And matter of fact, Google, use Siri, whoever, preponderance of evidence in sexual assault cases and read. Before, let me get to this. I'm definitely side eyeing Jay-Z. He made it worse for himself. However, podcasters are leaving out the whole statement about him sending people to find her. Baby, let me tell you something. But see, a lot of people aren't reading the declaration because a lot of people don't have access to uh the California site. I almost blocked that. I just saw his post on Facebook. You are on it. Thank you. He's always doing too much since this started. I've always said that. You are so helpful in breaking everything down for us ordinary people. Thank you for your legal expertise. Thank you. Thank you for actually coming over here and listening to me ramble. Because, like I said, I'll be up in this house. I got to turn on a movie or some music to have, I feel like somebody's talking to me. I'm not quite sure why they are leaving it out unless they're building a narrative on it and getting paid to tell it anyway. And that's what somebody had the nerve to tell me that Buzbee was paying me. Yeah, what? This was so hilarious. If Jesus comes to tell you your Buzbee is lying to you, you still wouldn't believe it. You know what? If Jesus comes down, actually, it wouldn't even matter what I believe because we will all be going to heaven. Or some of us at least. But thank you for giving me your view. It definitely helps. I've been screaming at my phone all morning. Very, very off. What about the other three guys? Jay-Z, the only victim. You have to make this make sense because I don't understand what you're saying. What up, Earl? If Jane Doe was lying, she should have to pay up and Buzbee also. No, and that's what I said in my video. I said so. Here is how this is going to work. Y'all know we have in class, right? If you file a lawsuit, you have the burden of proof. Jay-Z has to prove she is lying. Not hearsay. It has to be tangible proof. Something we can read, something we can go and verify, something we can go and look up. And I'm talking about on reliable sources. I'm not just talking about, oh, go on the YouTube and da 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 da, or pull up an NBC interview and da 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 da. No. He's going to have to prove that she is lying. Jay-Z, but here, you know what? At the end of the day, we even have to back that up because Jay-Z filed a defamation suit. So you're claiming that in that suit, you claim that she filed a malicious petition because everything that she said was a lie. He has to prove that. He has to prove that she wanted to extort money. Where's the proof? If somebody can forward that tangible evidence to me, I will shut up. Send me where she tried to extort Jay-Z. John Doe is very real. Do you think it's a possibility his case will be brought back up since technically it was ever filed? No, and that's the thing. John Doe case has never been filed. It has never been filed. Ever. So yeah, well, wait, hold up. I'm trying to think. It depends on where they file it at. That is the thing, because there is going to be a statute of limitations, just like they filed everything, majority of the cases in the Southern District, New York, in regards to the gender motivated violence. So they have to. There's a window for everything. So it just all depends. Why you only believe, but I believe Buzbee because I am a plaintiff's paralegal. There you go. I hope that helps. A state DA should pick this up and then we will find the state that y'all have. This is a civil case. No crimes have been committed. Making false statements is not going to land you in jail unless you're talking to the police officer and you lying about your name and your date of birth. So y'all can't mix a civil case with a criminal case. In that case, everybody and their mama would be in jail right now. I don't know, Hibiscus. I will never know. But Jay-Z got a demand letter. Yes, he did. And I posted that in members. So if y'all read the John Doe letter, and both letters never put a number on it, I could show y'all plenty of demand letters that I have drafted where we demand money. He didn't demand any money. Hey, worldwide collaborations. I reposted the video I was asking you about. Okay, that's awesome. I read Quinn Emanuel has to be rated the most feared law firm for several years because they are very aggressive. Yes, but you have to also, you read them darn articles about Quinn Emanuel? Mm-hmm. Specifically Spyro. Let me hurry up and get up off of here. So here's what Tony Buzbee posted this morning about an hour ago. This is why you can't if we let defense counsel intimidate us, we can't effectively represent plaintiffs. We can't effectively work on their cases with ease. We have to be in the right mind space because, like I said, some cases down the line we may find out other things. Thank you for becoming a member. Worldwide collaborations. Thank you for your membership. They do illegal stuff allegedly. Uh-huh. Y'all, see, y'all don't know how deep it goes. Y'all really don't know how deep it goes in the legal world. Here in Dallas County alone, there have been word on the street, and actually this has been confirmed, that some judges were getting paid by insurance companies. Some judges were getting paid by insurance companies when we go do these car wreck cases. Uh-huh. See, we on the plaintiff side. So, do you think we have a chance if we go into a courtroom and they've already been paid by Allstate? That's what these defense people be doing. They don't, let me tell y'all something. They don't want to pay out any money. How many of y'all have been in a wreck without representation to try to settle your case, and they'll either offer you $200 or $50 or $500, saying we're at a little bit more. We'll give you about $150 more, so we'll bump that up to $650 for pain and suffering. They do that because they know you can't fight for yourself. That's why I became a plaintiff paralegal. That's exactly why. Airing a 13-year-old child on a different level. No, and it is. It is on a different level. So at the end of the day, that's what y'all have to realize. Civil litigation. In civil litigation, everything is alleged. In criminal, you're innocent before being proven guilty. Both, whether criminal or civil, have to go through a stage of collecting evidence. It is known as discovery. At discovery, that is when we find out everything. Because we have to support our plaintiff's claims. We have to ensure that we can prove that the alleged perpetrator or the at fault party did what they did. It's a different level. That's why I come on here and I do this, because I don't listen to the plaintiff side or the defendant side. I'm telling y'all to listen to the process of how everything goes. Whoever files a lawsuit has to bear the burden of proof. Point blank, period, in a civil case. So the only thing we can do is we can wait and see what is going to come out. In that California case where jayz sued Buzbee, right now the ball is in his court. What are you going to submit to show that Jane Doe was lying? What are you going to submit to show that Buzbee tried to extort you? I've already put out the demand letters, and you can read them and interpret them yourself. But there was no dollar amount named on it. It didn't say, we want your insurance information. We didn't say, we want you to pay $50,000. It didn't say anything. It didn't list out any of her injuries or what she has suffered and what she will suffer in the future. It didn't list any of her pain and mental anguish. None of that. But anywho, it's going to Buzbee. It says, I've ignored the salacious and false stories about me that are nothing more than an effort to deter me from doing my important work. I do not think it's important I do think it's important at some point to comment when the truth has been turned upside down. Here's the deal. I sent a demand for a meeting to Sean Carter's attorneys on behalf of two individuals who alleged sexual assault. Keyword alleged. He didn't say that he did it. He said they alleged. Rather than meet with me, Carter's team sued me for extortion. I did this breakdown. Y'all remember when I pulled up the PowerPoint and I showed y'all the timeline? Those claims were stupidly frivolous, and I expect they will be thrown out. Note that it was Carter's team that made this whole thing public. Carter's lawyers also came to Houston and met with and met with the local authorities and tried to get criminal charges started against me. Did he tell y'all that? Then they tracked down and harassed former employees and clients from as far back as 20 years. They were caught on tape offering up to 10 grand to former clients to sue me. I know y'all seen that still image from a ring door camera that showed three individuals at a client's door. This happened in both Texas and in New York. Three did so. All three cases were patently frivolous. Because remember, Jane Doe filed in New York that just got dismissed. And then we had what is that? The two uh cases that were actually filed in a district court in regards to uh Buzbee allegedly misappropriating the funds for not Coast Guard. I forgot what type of case that was, but something based off of the Jones Act. So the Claudia, that lady right there, she dismissed her case. And then the two others, like Busby says, I have to go check on those cases, but he said those are pending to be dismissed. Um, he said met because they refused to meet with me, and they did, and because I have an obligation to my clients, I brought claims against Carter on behalf of one of those clients in New York. Carter's team filed a meritless motion for sanctions against me, challenged my admission to the federal court in New York, and filed a state bar grievance against me. Here is where it gets really nasty. They found my client who had filed suit. They threatened and harassed her. They harassed her family and her friends. She has health issues. She has seizures. She withdrew her case. Then they sued her and me again for defamation. They had already sued me for defamation, and most of that case is also being thrown out. Pay attention here. They wanted a headline, so in that new case, they falsely claimed she recanted. She didn't. She hasn't. She won't. I wasn't there when the things she claims happened to her allegedly happened. I'm just her lawyer. And that's what I tell you guys. If they come in, we can only take their word for it. We only find out later down the line once we gain evidence through discovery. So we have to take their word for it. I'm not going to turn anybody away, even if their story seems far fetched, because I do intake as well. So before they even speak with the attorney, or if I have some type of inclination that their story is off, I'm going to sit down with the attorney and we're going to discuss whether or not we're going to accept their case. But I am the first individual that they speak to. We weren't there. None of us were there. The only thing we can do is we can allow for it to go through litigation to see what turns up. And of course, defense will always have the right to defend themselves. But why are people so quick to jump on Jane Doe and the plaintiff side and be like, "Oh, it's hey, jayz, he has a right to defend himself." So just like he has a right to defend himself, she also has the right to prove to not she ain't even got to prove to anybody, to be honest. She doesn't have to prove to the public. All she has to prove as is this happened to her. Now, unfortunately, this took place decades ago. What happens is a lot of y'all pick up on this case because it is a high profile case. But go read for yourself other cases similar to these cases, like the Archdiocese, the Roman Catholic Church cases. People were coming forward that were abused more than 2 decades ago. They don't recall certain stuff. And guess who came out on those archdiocese Roman Catholic Church cases? They are still paying those victims who came forth and said, I was abused decades ago. What is the difference between this case and a case coming by a little boy who was brutally raped and assaulted by a priest 30 years ago? He can't remember much, but he do remember these this happening to them. What is the difference between these cases? Okay. Let me see. I was sent her case by another firm, the Ava Law Firm, and vetted it myself and with multiple lawyers on my team. The approach here by Carter's team is unprecedented. It reeks of desperation. Wonder why? We won't be bullied or intimidated, period. No difference at all. There is absolutely no difference. I want to hear the outrage. I didn't see nobody comment. I didn't see nobody's nasty comments under the Roman Catholic Church. All I saw was, oh my gosh, the church is nasty. How can they do it? Blah, 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 blah. I didn't see no one telling those now boys or girls, mainly boys, that they were lying. That's it. I'm not looking for Buzbee funny who goes after a lawyer. But girl, you be surprised. This is what I meant by too much. It really is too much. This is better than an episode of Law and Order. Jay-Z flipped this entire thing, and now we looking at Buzbee funny. Wonder what will happen by next week. You know what? I never would look at Buzbee funny because I know how the game goes. I know how these defense people work. Now I did question, but I always said I'm gonna sit back because something did not smell right about that lawsuit. Go back and watch. I said that. Hey, sexy Nessa, what up? And the judge said the man letter ain't it. It ain't. It ain't. See what happens when anytime somebody sits there and say, "Oh my God, they sent me an extortion letter," I sit there and laugh. These are simple demand letters, and it is procedure to send out before we file a lawsuit. Two things we're gonna do: we're gonna either ask you to settle, or we're gonna ask for a meeting. Just like in majority of the SA cases I have been working on, we never do that. We say, let's sit down in a meeting, depending on whether it's a confidential meeting or whether it's just a meeting to try to mediate. We call that pre-mediation. You can do that. And see, that's fine. People are going to say that her story don't match up, and that's fine, because you know what happens when this case hasn't, well, the case didn't even hit discovery. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna give y'all the most easiest case ever. A car wreck case. A client comes to me. They said they were involved in a wreck. This is like literally, we are in litigation right now for this. He said, I had a passenger in the car. I'm like, okay, I get both of their information. I ask them what happened, right? This is the intake process. I get their injuries, all of that. I then, after I hang up, get them, set up for treatment and all that, I get the police report. On the police report, it only shows that there was one person in the car. I call him back and I said, the other plaintiff, the passenger, it doesn't say that they were in the car. Was she even there? Like, this is me questioning them, because now I'm like, I don't understand. Like, you said that you was in the car. And so I'm asking her these questions to see, like, okay, I'm like, where were you? And I'm like, were there any cameras around there? Could nobody, I couldn't even call the person who, caused the wreck, because we don't have their information just yet. We just have their information for their insurer, right? So they treat, I get their medical records. Based off of the medical records, the doctor stated that the injuries that she sustained was definitely from a car wreck. All right, I draft a demand letter, send a demand letter to the insurance company. What the insurance company say? They ain't gonna pay. All right, so what do? We go ahead and we file suit. Now, the biggest hurdle that we are going to have to go through is the fact that, one, she's not even on the police report. Number two, we have no cameras, we have no witnesses, we have nothing to even say that she was a passenger in that car. That is what the defense counsel is going to harp on. The only thing that we have that's tangible is a medical doctor stating that her injuries were sustained from a car wreck. That's all that we have. I said this to say, we can sit here and we can say that the story don't add up, all of this other stuff. But we have to do further investigation to do that. By Jayz's attorney filing pleading after pleading after pleading, and a hearing after hearing after hearing has to be scheduled, there's no time to move the case forward because you have all of these hurdles to jump over. You can't, how are you going to get to discovery when you have to steadily respond to pleadings, whether it's a motion for sanctions or a motion to leave in order to reveal who she is, or a motion to dismiss? How can we get to discovery? So just like in that instance, when we filed that petition to start the lawsuit, right? And let's say that I was on the defense side and I see that, okay, we don't see her in the car. So I'm going to move for a motion to dismiss, because how are y'all going to prove that she was in the car? But I'm going to try to get this dismissed. I'm not trying to figure out whether or not she was in the car. I'm telling y'all she wasn't in the car because on the police report it said that she wasn't in the car. But anywho's. Oh, Donner, thank you, Donner Diener. Go Buzbee. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I think he's fighting this case because he wants to discourage John Doe. He does. And man, that's a good thing too. Jane, she does solidify John Doe. How old are these cases proven if they how are those old cases proven if they go? Y'all have, I think what I might do is pull up those old archdiocese cases, and I think we might have to do like some type of members only and kind of go through there so people can get an understanding. This case that Jane Doe brought against Diddy Diddy and Jay-Z, this is one of many cases that have been brought in the Southern District of New York. People don't realize that there are other cases out there where there are people that have no recollection or little recollection because it happened so many years ago. They don't have evidence. If you think about it, in the Roman Catholic cases and the Archdiocese cases, what evidence would they have? I've actually read some of those cases, and the only thing they have is their word for it. So I think that would be a good members thing to kind of dig through those cases. What if we go to discovery? Yeah, well, if we go to discovery in what? We can't go to discovery in Jane Doe's case because that's gone. But I understand why she dismissed it, because these people are crazy. You better ask Ramir and his godmama. He is bullying her. Do you think he has evidence? Buzbee has stated that he has. Let me tell y'all something. California, that California case is about to be something. This man has hired the firm that Camille Vasquez is, and she is the one that represented Johnny Depp. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Do attorneys usually do litigation before getting admitted in a jurisdiction? Is that even ethical practice? Okay, so that's one of the things that I was saying. Now let me break down the process, and this is something, and people may not agree with me, but I get it, but y'all just don't understand. And I wish I can pull up Pacer for y'all, but I can't. When we log in to Pacer, now as far as my process go, if my attorney, that's just the way I do things. That's why Buzbee should hire me as a plaintiff paralegal, because I would be a very, very good paralegal to contract with. But anywho's, if my attorney comes to me right now and say, Cassandra, I need you to draft a petition. See, that's the thing about, that's why I'm called your favorite paralegal. That's what attorneys usually call me, because I am their favorite, because I sit here and I read, because I make sure I want to get everything right before I do it. So if he says, draft me a petition for federal court, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, are you admitted in that court? If so, then we could go ahead. I can draft the petition. He can review it. If he says it's good to go, then we have to file a motion for appearance in that district. Now, that's only if he has only been admitted. If not, then I have to pull the paperwork for, to get him admitted, upload all that stuff to Pacer, and then once he's admitted, then I can go ahead and I can file a motion to appear, and then I can file a lawsuit. That's how that works. On the flip side, for Buzbee, he had local counsel. Now, he did in some of those cases, he did sign pleadings. But for the case to be initiated, it was not initiated by Buzbee. It was initiated by oh my gosh, artist gonna get me because she done told me how to pronounce this lady's name. Antogony. And I'm probably curious. Child, this lady here. This lady here. So the case was initiated by her. Now, later on down the line, Buzbee filed a motion for something. He filed something and he signed it. He electronically signed it, but it was sent to her and she uploaded through Pacer. See, because Tony Buzbee is not admitted in the Southern District, he does not have access to file in the Southern District of New York. So I hope that makes sense. So no, litigation can't start if the attorney has not been admitted. But the cases weren't filed by Buzbee, they were filed by the Curious Law Firm. Thus the reason, if you go on the court docket, you will see that, you know what, and I'm going to show y'all. So that is why. So, and don't get me wrong, Buzbee was like, you can't be sitting there trying to file pleadings and stuff, knowing darn well that you was not admitted in the Southern District of New York. Now that he does have to suffer the consequence. But however, on the flip side, he didn't use his Pacer account because he doesn't even have access to the Southern District of New York. That is how that works. I'm just gonna go to that query, that McQuery. It's sad that I know these docket numbers by heart already. And I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna get up off of there. All right. Prime example. So you cannot file in Pacer if you do not have access to the Southern District of New York. So y'all see this right here? This means that it was filed by this attorney. So even though, let me see who signed it. I think Buzbee did sign it. but y'all have to pay attention to the signature block. Usually when I draft these and I put the signature block, I always put the lead attorney on there and then whoever, local counsel and all that. So he did sign it. He did sign it. So it was the Buzbee Law Firm, the Ava Group, and Curtis Law Firm. But it was all under the Curtis Law Firm Pacer account. Thus the reason why y'all see that this is her. So any filing that you see, request for issuance, what else? Trying to find something that he filed. You know what? Let me just control F hell. Buzbee. Okay. So for instance, declaration of G. Buzbee. So even though it's his declaration, it was filed under the Curtis Law Firm Pacer account for the Southern District of New York. Same with anything else. Same with his Pro Hoc Vice. Where'd that darn thing go? Right here. The Pro Hoc Vice. It was filed under her account. Right there. So that's how you can confirm. So no, usually attorneys get their admission done and it doesn't take that long. However, technically, the only thing he did was he signed pleadings, but the Curtis Law Firm logged into their account and uploaded those pleadings. Hope that makes sense. Also, Jay-Z made a statement that the Curtis Law Firm called Jay-Z's attorneys and threatened them. Do y'all believe that? You know what? If Jay-Z is harassing her, she could file a police report with the local authorities. We don't know what she has done. She very well may have done so. But what are the popos going to do? What are the popos going to do? Because at the end of the day, she got to know who's coming to her. She can go and be like, okay, but Jay-Z physically did not go to her house. They can make a report, but she wouldn't be able to do anything outside of that. Why would she drop with prejudice? She could have dropped it without prejudice. No, you have to go back and read the declaration and you will see why she dropped it. She dismissed with prejudice mean that it can't be brought back in as yeah, that's correct. It can't. But go back and read the declaration. Hey, gold digger, how you doing, love? Go back and read the declaration and y'all see why she actually withdrew. So same thing I told everybody. She did it because she wanted to, but now we know the real reason. She did it because she's in fear. And if Buzbee vetted her and knew Jay-Z team was harassing her, why didn't they file a lawsuit or criminal charges or at least bring to okay. Yeah, okay. There's working parts to this. There is working parts to this. Okay, hold up. This was afterwards. Buzbee harassing her was after the lawsuit, I believe. It wasn't before, it was after, because remember, Jay-Z said that he didn't know who Jane Doe was. I'm just saying that, okay? Now, for the people who have been approached and harassed by Jay-Z, there are lawsuits out there that were filed in Harris County, but soon transferred to the Southern District of Texas, Houston Division. And in those lawsuits, they did claim Jose Maldonado and Geraldo Garcia are those two lawsuits where they stated that people were approaching them. Go back and watch my videos. I have a whole playlist of those videos. Go watch this. Now, as far as criminal charges go, that's a different story. We don't know what has been done. Number two, you can't just bring it to the judge because what can the judge do? The judge purpose is to interpret laws and rule on things based off of the law. So that'd be two separate, things going on. I'll say it. Camille also want girl. Hey, I love Johnny Depp. And Antigone. Antigone. There we go. Thank you. No, she cannot refile her case. Once you file a dismissal with prejudice, you cannot ever file that similar case against those two individuals ever again. Can Buzbee refile? Yes, he can. On the order, see that's why the media blows everything up. It is not that serious. It is not that serious. What happened was in the midst of Tony Buzbee seeking his admission, somebody, the Claudia chick, the one that said he gave her the ooh wee, the clap clap, the whatever, the venereal disease. I'm trying not to say it. Her attorney filed a grievance against Buzbee. So when when the admissions is looking at it, they're looking at if you ever been, have any disciplinary actions, and pretty much they're going to look at your docket that you have. We can just sit here and, well, I can't tell y'all the system I use, but you can go into the system and you can pull up all of the cases that the attorney is assigned to. Now the crazy thing is, I think they just got word, because if you look for Tony Buzbee, he doesn't have any cases assigned to him because he's not the lead attorney. Miss Curris is, the Curris law firm is. So that is why, because he had that grievance that was filed by Claudia, his admission was denied. But also because he was signing things and having the Curris law firm file it on his behalf. But the order did state, if you want to file pro hoc vice or you want to refile, you have to submit that order. But Buzbee has stated that he is going to appeal that decision and go before the committee to discuss what happened. He's going to discuss why he signed those pleadings. And he's going to say, because, I mean, I get it and I understand what y'all saying, but y'all have to realize he can't file anything because he's not admitted. So it's not going to allow him to do that. Ah, shit, not this one. Oh, I'm always cussing. Somebody told me I gotta stop cussing. Uh, Pacer. I just want Pacer. Southern District. I I don't want to pull that attorney stuff. I don't even know where my Pacer login is. So when you go here and you try to do a case filing, it ain't gonna let you do it. I ain't about to sit there and go through all this, but it ain't gonna let you do it. He has to be admitted first to register for the Southern District of New York. Now he has a login for the Eastern District of New York, but you can't go through the Eastern District New York to file a case in the Southern District New York. Each of them have their separate portals. Tony Buzbee never filed for admission. He only filed for. Nope, he did file for admission. He actually filed for admission the day after the judge ordered that he needed to whatchamacallit. And that was outlined in the video that I did yesterday. So he did file. So the day that the judge told him, that was the 28th in the Jane Doe case. She said, you have until February 14th to file, give me proof that you have filed in the Southern District of New York. So he did file, but in the process of him doing that, he was hit with that grievance by the Claudia chick. Pro hoc vice refers. Okay, this is not oral. He did this by submission. Did the judge sign Buzbee? Nope, not yet. We are waiting. We are we are waiting patiently. The judge has not signed the Pro Hawk Vici just yet. Everything was resubmitted on the 24th, y'all. Everything was resubmitted because he had to what did he do? Oh yeah, he had to physically sign the document. I mean, he could have, but he didn't. He got he got so much stuff. He wants to appeal that, in which I think he should. Hey, Miss Teddy Bradley. You're so knowledgeable. Thank you for sharing. Oh, you're welcome, dog mom. Hey, 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 gold digger. But we found out that he did know her because Sparrow said he knew her, just did not want. I knew that. Here, I caught that too. I think when we was reading the John Doe demand letter, man, y'all think jayz know everything? Y'all gotta read. Y'all have to read these cases, man. Y'all will find out a lot about these people. They think they be acting dumb. They act dumb. If you're not admitted in a district, can you still be sanctioned if you're on a yeah, you can be any case that you are working on, you can be sanctioned. Any case that you have worked on, you can be sanctioned. Attorneys hate the word of sanctions. They don't like baby. Hey artist, how you doing? Yes, everything is well. I hope everything is well with you as well. I heard Jane Doe filed essay 3 other times and they were all dismissed or thrown out. Yeah, heard. That is the key word here, guys. When you go before the judge, they don't want to go, they don't do anything. I remember being in the courtroom when a judge explained this. That's why you will always hear me say tangible evidence. You heard that Jane Doe filed 3 other times, right? Where's the tangible evidence? Jayz could have easily attached those 3 other lawsuits that she filed and show that they were dismissed. All he had to do was redact her name. You know what I do when I file these lawsuits? I'm gonna give y'all an example. When I file a lawsuit for a drunk driver case, if I know they got a criminal record and I see all, guess what I do? I attach it to the petition. That's what I do. I'm not going to put in my petition that, oh, they 2 things I'm going to do. I'm going to mention it in the petition and I'm going to redact the case number. So I'll say, okay, for instance, in this case, he said Jane Doe had 3 other essay cases that were dismissed, right? Why not put the county and the case number, but just redact it? Or attach the case listings, the court docket. You can go in here, every county, every federal court has a court docket, and you can show that, but redact it. You can redact this. So why not include that into your petition? I'm not buying it. That's why I say I never put my opinions out on anybody, but I'm telling you what I do as a plaintiff paralegal. If I'm going to sue somebody and I say I have evidence, at least I'm going to put that language in some, a hint in my petition with proof, or I'm going to provide documents. We see it in so many. Look at all the Diddy cases that be coming out. People showing pictures, they're showing receipts, they're showing journal logs. Let me tell you something. If anybody was paying me, best believe I won't be a freelance paralegal and I definitely won't be on YouTube. I will be somewhere in Mexico with my man on a beach. Okay? I work for myself. I don't need nobody to pay me to do anything. This is a plaintiff paralegal speaking. So if you're going to be over here, one thing I do, is I respect you and you respect me. Don't come over here with no BS because you will get blocked. Yes, Buzbee needed a wet signature. That's all he did. So so here's the timeline. They submitted it on the 21st. He didn't sign it. He actually did the electronic signature. And they were also missing the good standing certificate from the state of Texas or New York, one of them. He ended up getting all of the certificates and he refiled everything. So he refiled the motion to appear pro hoc vice. He filed all of the affidavits. He filed an affidavit. Well, Ms. Curris, I believe, filed an affidavit on his behalf, letting them know that he's in good standing. He's never been committed of a felony or crime of moral turpitude. All of that other stuff. He attached his certificates of good standing. He attached his denial order for where they said that his admission was denied. And then he also resubmitted a proposed order. So when you do these things by submission, then it's going to take a couple of days for the court to review. That's all. That's it. And it's no big deal. People are like, well, and Kwame, I get what you're saying, but it's not a big deal. Y'all have to understand that local counsel is taking care of this. If Buzbee doesn't even get granted on this case, y'all have to understand that Miss Curris is holding it down. Ava Law Group is holding it down. And Ava Law Group is the same group that Jane Doe went through. So she went through that group. The Ava Law Group referred Jane Doe to the Buzbee Group. They did what they did and they filed the lawsuit. That's it. How long does it take to have the judge sign a Buzbee doc? I don't know. The way it's looking, that's why, baby, I be checking this docket. It normally doesn't take that long, but I don't know what's going on. Do we know the Jane Doe name? No, but somebody said that the day that Jane Doe dismissed her case, her name and John Doe's name was blasted all over the internet. So, and she said a simple Google search. I don't want nobody to just go out there and find her name, and because at the end of the day, she still is entitled to her right to privacy. I do not believe that people should just go out. She's already going through some stuff. Her parents are going through some stuff. That is just not right for people to be harassing. That's why she dismissed her case, because she said she does not want to go and endure the years of being harassed, not only by Jay-Z and his team, but these crazy ass supporters out here. Because people are crazy. Do judges usually grant attorneys pro hoc vice with a letter of denial when requesting permission? Yeah, they do. They surely do. That's the whole purpose of them attaching the denial, to let them know, okay, they applied and they denied. But they can always refile and ask for admission, or they can do pro hoc vice. But just because they got denied admission does not mean they will automatically get denied their pro hoc vice. Usually those are granted. Just say you sure have a lot to say. You're not being getting paid. Okay, that's all, like a little gnat. What's the point coming over to be rude and disrespectful? No, and that's what I be saying, Gold Digger. And I usually don't mind, but like I tell people, y'all know how I am. I don't come on here just for views. I don't come on here to, run up numbers and get paid. I don't care if I have one person watching. And you know what I'm saying? It is not about that. One, I am home by myself until my kids come home from school. So I love speaking, to you guys, even though, what? I never thought about dropping a link. But I gotta go anyway. I gotta go. But probably next live, I will drop my link so we can have discussions. And I probably want to have discussions more in my members, because I think I do owe y'all that. So we can discuss this case, because we do have a lot of people in here that, are trolling. At least like with Kwame and Earl, we know Kwame and Earl, right? We can all have genuine discussions, ask questions, agree to disagree. There's never disrespect in any form or fashion. So that's why I love it. But y'all definitely Oh, woo, wait. Are you family and divorce? My friend has a DWI case and needs to submit papers to the court to remove his mugshot. Oh, child. See, now I have to turn off plaintiff mode and go into defense mode because I think we might have a criminal case. I don't even know who this is. Wait, who is this? I'll call you later today. Ba 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 ba. Oh, ooh. I'm gonna have to get the attorney on that because I don't do them criminal cases. Uh Oh no, she was talking to Gold Digger was talking to the little to who you was talking to, Donna, that R12 fan. Yeah, me and Gold Digger go way back. We go way back. See, even Kwame on you. Kwame didn't call you a clown. But yeah, y'all. So yeah, so Buzbee came back with a statement. Like I said, y'all just keep an open mind. Just, think about the process. We all, agree to disagree, but I just feel that we need to, pay close attention because as of right now, what the main focus is, who has evidence. So the big thing is Jane Doe lied. Okay, Jane Doe lied, and Joe tried to extort. Jay-Z has to show proof. uh Jay-Z has to show proof that he was extorted and that Jane Doe lied. Those are the two things. California is going to be the place that we're going to see something come up in, because the judge said, I need evidence, my boy. So we're going to see what Jay-Z presents. Um hold up, let me see. Let me do this. Hold up. I'm going to take my captions off. So if y'all look on the background, that is my Facebook. YFP underscore Cassandra. YFP underscore Cassandra. Yeah, I do have a personal, so I don't let anybody, I probably have 5 YouTube friends on my personal stuff. I don't let nobody on my personal stuff unless if I know you for, a while. And these are some good people that I have on my personal. But for those who want to follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, it is FYP underscore Cassandra. She said, "Oh, good. I don't want you to be mad at me. You good? You good? Did you get that, Earl? Did you get that, Earl?" Cassandra, we learn a lot from your profession. Thank you. One day I was thinking, "Oh, I should have a work day with y'all." But I don't know how that will work. I am speechless. I wasn't expecting this. Shadow, it's just too much going on. It's too much going on. Yeah, it is going to be good. I'm excited. Y'all know how excited I went to bed at 1 something last night. That's how excited I was. I was like, baby, this is so juicy. Let me see. So Tony Buzbee knew his client was being harassed and intimidated, but nothing to stop Jay-Z team from intimidate. Okay, here's the thing with that, Kwame. As a civil personal injury, like, we can't, the only thing we can suggest and an attorney can advise is for somebody to go to the authorities. That's the only thing. We can say here is, and when I say we, it mainly has to be the attorney that does the advising. So he could say, here is, I suggest that you go to your local authorities, because she's in Alabama. Oh crap, I gotta mail this crap. I gotta get off here with y'all because I totally forgot. So he can't make her do anything, just like he can't make her, went forward with this case. So he can know, we can know. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't realize we know a lot of stuff. Some of our clients is either homeless, they about to lose their jobs, uh all kinds of things. We can only suggest things. We can't make anybody do anything. But then on the flip side, we don't know what they have already done. We don't know if she has gone to the police department. The only way we will know is if she puts out a statement and said, I had to go to local authorities because this, and this. The same way I told y'all when she dismissed the case, I told y'all that we will only know the true reason why if she tells us, or Tony Buzbee speaks on her behalf, if she allows him to. But we won't know. But I can tell y'all, because it was voluntarily dismissed, that meant that she did it on her own will. Nobody forced her to do it. The case was dismissed because she wanted it to be dismissed, not because Tony failed to file his. That if it was procedural, it would have been an involuntary dismiss. And we went over those terms. That's it. Drop the link so everybody. Wait, tap in what? But yeah, there we go. Gold Digger got it. Gold Digger got it. Gold Digger got it. Yes, y'all definitely like, share, subscribe, consider joining members. Y'all are going to be surprised, but y'all know that before I get off, two things I've always wanted to be in my life, and it started out when I was little. I promise y'all, my grandparents raised me. I was born in South Carolina, and it was just myself. And so I had to make up, I had an imagination. Two things that I imagined. I always did courtrooms, and I also did a school. That was all my dream was to grow up and be an attorney and teach and own a school. Hold on, cause my bougie ass puppy. Hold on, y'all. You barking at me. See, my dog be so bougie. When it rained, he don't want to go outside, but now he had to go outside. But anywho's, um, my goal was always to be an attorney and own my own school. So I know some of y'all catch my lives where I actually be on camera and y'all see my degrees in the back and stuff like that. I went to college, but they didn't have a uh law program. So I majored in political science. I have a minor in finance, but I took pre-law classes in college. I interned. I was there on a track and cross country scholarship, so my school was paid for. One of the attorneys, well, not the attorney, he was the dean of the political science, geography, and history department, who was a JAG officer right there in Magnolia, Arkansas, Claudel Woods. And when I tell y'all Claudel Woods wanted me to go to law school, he was trying to pull some strings. He was not playing. So I took the LSAT and everything, and I was going to go to the University of Arkansas Law School. But because I had situations going at home with my mom, if people don't know, my mom been to the feds 3 times. So I couldn't leave my sisters. That's the reason why I did not go to law school up there in Fayetteville. So I came back to Texas, and I was like, okay, I got to do something. I ended up getting my MBA, but I started out in teaching. So I'm teaching high school. I'm going to school to get my business, degree. And then eventually I started my adult education center. In the midst of teaching, I was like, well, I need to do something with my legal background because I want to be an attorney. But I know it's steps. And I was like, well, why don't you just be a paralegal? And I landed a job being a paralegal starting in foreclosure, and I worked my way up. So I put the notion of being an attorney at the back of my mind, and I was comfortable in being a paralegal because I already had my school and I was doing GED test prep. But then everybody always come to me, Cassandra, you need to go, you need to consider law school, you need to consider law school. So I took the LSAT again. I applied again, but then I got accepted to a law school in Pennsylvania. And I was like, that's too fucking far. And at that time, I was married. And my ex husband, he did not want to go to no Pennsylvania. That's before I had kids. So I'm a paralegal. I love it. I have my school. I'm a teacher. I love it. But I feel that with the paralegal part, I'm at a standstill. And my sister, my middle sister, she is also in law school. And she said, you know, you inspired me to go to law school. And I'm like, damn. So, with that being said, I think I might go back to law school. Well, not go back. I think I might go to law school because everybody keeps telling me to just go ahead and do it. Um, my only worry is that I want to do a hybrid program. And there's like two schools in the state of Texas that do hybrid. One is in Houston, and they have a very, very good hybrid law school program. But the only thing is, I would have to go for no, I think a week or a weekend. I can't remember, but it's during a week in August to start. But I'm like, I can't do that because I have my youngest got to get to school. So I'm at the crossroads. And my youngest don't graduate from high school until 2031. But it's never too late because one of my best friends, she's also in law school. So, and this is her final year. So we're going to see where it goes. I'm looking, and I think I've made my decision where I want to go to. So y'all going to miss me for a few because I have to sit down and I have to study for this LSAT. And if I do get into law school, I really have to crack down as far as like my time, where I spend my time at. And it definitely can't be YouTube because, like I tell y'all, y'all know YouTube is a hobby for me. YouTube is a hobby for me. So that's when people be like, you're just a paralegal. Da 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 da. It's I be wanting to say, bitch, by choice. You better Google me. That's that's what I want to be saying. But I gotta keep it humble. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is because I know when I click off of YouTube, I'm in my bag, whether I'm teaching or whether I'm doing plaintiff work. Point blank, period. Um, Galtica said, Cassandra, does it seem that Buzbee is taking a lot of heat for not being the lead attorney on this? Um, no, I don't think so. I think what's happening is that people think that he is the lead attorney. People think he's the lead attorney. People think that he is the lead attorney on all the cases that has came out on Diddy. And it's funny. Just like yesterday when I reported the on the Alexander brothers, and I showed people some of the plaintiffs, their attorneys is the Curris law firm or the Ava law group. And they just happen to work with Buzbee on some cases. It is not uncommon for other firms to co-counsel with other firms on a case as big and high profile as this. People have to understand that. So of the 200 cases that Diddy has, Buzbee was working on 20. And I'm going to say was until he gets admitted, with the Pro Hog BJ. That's it. Everybody said go to law school. We got your back. Yeah, because I'll be stressed out and I'm be coming over here. I'll be coming over here cussing, talk about I want to drop out because it ain't easy. But the best thing about being a paralegal, and see, that's one thing people don't know. They think a paralegal just, I don't even know what people think a paralegal does. I think they think that we just type up stuff. Like we sit here, we listen to the attorney and we type up everything, and that's not the case. Like I do have to get off of here because my attorney, I gotta do some stuff. But my attorney, any of the attorneys that I contract with, they say, hey Cassandra, I need a petition. Whether it's in, a car wreck, a slip and fall, wrongful death, a civil rights case, a I mean bankruptcy. I know a little bankruptcy. But whatever, I can sit there and draft because I have taught myself. See, that's the teacher side of me. I got my master's in teaching. I didn't, when I first started teaching, I was just teaching on a probationary certificate. And I said, forget that. Let me go get my master's in teaching. And I ended up first teaching at a college as a professor. And then I was like, okay, you got a whole school. Come teach at your own school. So the teacher part in me taught myself. When I became a paralegal in 2012, I had the experience in the foreclosure industry. That's what led me my first paralegal role. It is not, people think, I didn't even go to paralegal school. I'm going to be honest, I self-taught. People have asked me, well, what school did you go to? I didn't go to school. I self-taught myself. I read. I showed y'all my library books that I have. I kept all my books from any schooling that I have. I have 3 degrees. I have all my books from all my classes. I constantly read the statutes. If I don't know it, I go and read. That's why my attorney can count on me. Hey, have you ever drafted this? No, but I can find out. And within an hour later, I'm submitting a pleading to him. Oh, he said, oh, this is good. And I submit it to the court. Paralegals have to know the statutes. Paralegals have to know the laws in order to draft. My attorney, all the attorneys that I contract with, all they have to worry about is going to depositions, doing mediations, appearing in court, going out and meeting new clients, focusing on their business. If I need him, I'll be like, okay, I don't understand this. Explain this to me. Now, I don't know if any other paralegal gets to do this, but I know for myself because I have grown into this role. I have educated myself. People are impressed. I don't call myself your favorite paralegal just because I am big headed and I know everything. I call myself that because this is what attorneys have called me. This is what pro se clients have called me. So I just took the name and I ran with it. I did. Law is hard work, a lot of learning and notes and studying previous cases and loopholes. That's what it is. And I am so blessed. God rest his soul. When I went to that college and they didn't have a law program, but this man took me up under his wing and he taught me everything. I was in his classes. I'm like the only one. Like, I don't even know what type of class. Where is the darn book at? I can't even find the book. But he's like, Cassandra, I need you to brief this case. I'm like, what? Why doesn't anybody else have to brief the cases? Why am I briefing these cases? And that is what taught me. I literally had to brief cases. The same thing that people was actually doing in law school, I was doing at a university majoring in political science, not even taking any law classes. But he gave me a book and he said, I need you to read this case and I need you to brief these case. I said, what? My sister, who is in law school, calls me to get help. She said, I don't know why you're not in law school. One, I don't want to go to law school because I don't want to rack up that. And that's another thing. Unless I'm going to start a GoFundMe and y'all help me get into law school. Because look, because I'm a teacher and I have my education center, my nonprofit, my student loans are forgiven. I only had loans from my graduate degrees, but they're gone. So if y'all got any suggestions on how I could pay for school, y'all email me because I don't know how this gonna work out, y'all. Y'all can see y'all got me going, and I'm like, damn, now I gotta get to law school. But hey, y'all always do this to me. We are an hour and 30 minutes in. But y'all seen what Tony said. Tony said what he said. And I stand with Jane Doe because that's what a plaintiff paralegal does. It is what it is. But y'all definitely don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. consider joining our members. I know that, I don't have a lot. I probably have non-existent, I'm not gonna lie, non-existent lives and members, but I do try to post and cater to my members. But it's just the support that counts at this time. But I'm definitely going to work on some things so that way we can. And I think that archdiocese case, the Roman Catholic Church that's dealing with SA, I think I do want to tap into that so we all could get a better understanding how it is that individuals can come back 30 years from now and file a lawsuit against a priest where, and they can't really recall a lot of the stuff that happened to them, but it's just enough to start a lawsuit. So I think that's something that we can do in members, and it's probably going to take a while because it's a lot of cases, y'all. It is a lot of cases. Kwame, you said start a donation page. You know what? I don't even think folks would donate. My sister said that there's grants and stuff out there. So I know how to write grants because I had to write grants for my nonprofit. So I'ma see. I'ma see. Because I want to do work. Like I do work in the community, but I want to be able to, because who's gonna listen to a paralegal? You know what I'm saying? You hold more weight when you're an attorney. And there's a lot of stuff that I feel that I can do by being an attorney, having that status. So, alrighty, y'all. It's 12:57 here in Texas. I gotta do some work before I pick up my kids and be a mom. But thank y'all for tapping in. I love the discussions. Next time I go live, I'm definitely gonna start dropping the link so we can have conversations. I might have a panel, but we'll see. I'll be scared about panels because there's some crazy people out there. But definitely comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, each and every one of y'all be blessed and have a productive Tuesday. I'm out, y'all. Bye.